In America's small, cold town of Blackridge, the last wish of a condemned prisoner is usually simple: a final meal, a letter, or a visit from a loved one. But Evelyn Crow asked for only one thing: "Let me sing one last song before I die." The prison saw no harm in it. They granted her request. The next morning, Evelyn was dead. And that same night, the people who had watched her execution began to die, one by one. Blackridge was a quiet town where nights fell early and people locked their doors tight. But that week, no one in Blackridge was sleeping. Because the town's most infamous woman, Evelyn Crow, was about to be executed. Evelyn used to be a singer. She performed in small bars around town. Her voice was different, low, heavy, and strangely sorrowful. People said when she sang, the entire room would fall silent. Then one day, the town's wealthy businessman, Victor Hale, disappeared. Victor was no saint. He had money, power, and plenty of ugly rumors whispered about him in the shadows. But no one dared say anything openly. 3 days later, his body was found in an old lake house on the outskirts of town. Victor lay dead on the floor, and on the wall, written in blood, was a single line. He thought he could buy a voice. The police arrested Evelyn that same night. Why? Because Victor's phone showed his last call was to Evelyn. His expensive watch was found in her home. And when they took her into custody, Evelyn only said one thing: he got exactly what he deserved. The case was closed almost immediately. The court ruled that Evelyn had lured Victor to the lake house, killed him, left the strange message, and tried to run. The town accepted the verdict. Some called her a killer. Some called her a witch. Others said there was something unholy about her voice. But all the way to the end, Evelyn repeated the same words: "I never laid a hand on him." No one believed her. The night before the execution, the night before her execution, Anne, a local crime reporter named Noah Briggs, came to interview her. Noah specialized in dark stories. He wanted Evelyn's final words. In the interview room, Evelyn sat completely calm. No tears, no panic. Noah asked the first question: "Did you kill Victor Hale?" Evelyn looked straight into his eyes and said, "No." "Then who did?" Noah pressed. After a few seconds of silence, she answered, "His sins." Noah grew frustrated. He thought she was playing games. "Tomorrow you're going to die," he said. "If you want to tell the truth, this is your last chance." Evelyn gave a small, faint smile. "I didn't kill Victor," she said softly. "I was only there when something else came for him." "Who?" Noah demanded. Evelyn didn't answer directly. Instead, she whispered, "Tomorrow when I sing, listen carefully. If you understand the words, you'll understand the truth." Noah thought it was just drama. But that night, Evelyn submitted her final request. "Before my execution, I want to sing one last song." Permission was granted. The day of execution. The next morning, the prison was strangely quiet. In the witness room sat Victor Hale's wife, the prosecutor who had built the case against Evelyn, the prison warden, reporter Noah Briggs, and 2 guards. Evelyn was brought in and strapped to the chair. Her hands were bound, but her face remained completely calm. After the formalities, the warden asked, "Any last words?" Evelyn replied, "Not words, a song." A wave of unease swept through the room, but the permission had already been given. Evelyn closed her eyes, and she began to sing. Her voice was soft and unaccompanied. No music, no instruments, just her raw, haunting tone. At first, the song sounded like a sad lullaby, But then Noah noticed something strange. Certain lines kept repeating. Under the water, under the wood, the truth is still breathing. Evelyn kept singing. As her voice filled the room, the witnesses grew restless. Victor's wife started crying. One guard said he felt dizzy. The prosecutor asked for water, but the song did not stop. A few minutes later, the execution process began. Evelyn Crow was dead. The song ended, or at least, everyone thought it had. The first death. That same night, the first witness died. The prosecutor was found dead in his home, lying on the floor with a look of pure terror frozen on his face. The official cause, heart attack. But on the wall of his study, scratched deep with fingernails, was a single line. I lied. The town was shaken. People called it a coincidence. The second death, the next day, the second witness died. It was the guard who had felt dizzy during the execution. He was found dead in the prison bathroom, blood leaking from his ears. His phone was still playing on repeat, the recording of Evelyn singing her final song. Fear spread through Blackridge. People began whispering, "Her song, it's following them." Noah starts to suspect. Noah tried to dismiss it all as superstition, but he kept remembering Evelyn's words. If you understand the words, you'll understand the truth. He went back to the case files. Digging deeper into Victor Hale's past, he discovered multiple women had tried to file complaints against him for harassment and abuse. Every single case had been quietly buried. One name kept appearing: Lena Meyer. She was also a singer. Years earlier, she had suddenly gone missing. Noah dug further and learned that Lena was last seen at Victor's lake house. There was no police record, no witnesses. The case was simply closed. The line from Evelyn's song echoed in Noah's mind. Under the water, under the wood, the lake house, wooden floors, near the water. That night, Noah went to the lake house. The secret of the lake house. The old lake house was still sealed with police tape. Noah slipped inside and went to the room where Victor's body had been found. He examined the floor carefully. One section felt slightly different. Using tools from his car, he pried up the wooden plank. Beneath it was damp, dark soil. After digging for several minutes, his hand touched fabric. Then he uncovered it. A human skeleton. A woman's remains. Around her neck was an old silver locket. Engraved on it was a single name. Lena. Noah's hands began to shake. Now everything made sense. Years ago, Victor Hale had murdered Lena and buried her body beneath the floor of his lake house. But how had Evelyn known? The real truth: Noah spoke with the old bar owner where both Evelyn and Lena used to perform. That's when the full story came out. Lena was Evelyn's older sister. When Lena disappeared, Evelyn had searched everywhere for her. The police did nothing. Victor was too powerful. Evelyn had always suspected Victor was responsible, but she could never prove it. Then, a few weeks before the execution, a drunk Victor had bragged to Evelyn, "Your sister could really sing too." That night, Evelyn went to the lake house to confront him. They argued. Victor stumbled backward, hit his head, and died in the fall. It was an accident. But when the police arrived, they preferred the simpler story: a troubled singer who murdered a wealthy man and left a creepy message. Case closed. Execution scheduled. So why were the witnesses dying? Noah listened to the execution recording again. This time, he didn't just hear Evelyn's voice. There was a second, faint voice singing along with her. He sent the audio to an expert. The report was clear. There were 2 female voices on the recording, but only one woman had been in the execution room, Evelyn Crow. Noah finally understood. Evelyn hadn't been singing alone. She had been calling out to her sister, and Lena had answered. The third death. That night, the third witness died. Victor Hale's wife was found dead in her bedroom. On the mirror beside her bed, written in lipstick, were the words, "You knew everything." The whole town was now terrified. Victor's wife had always claimed she knew nothing, but Noah now knew the truth. He had known. She had stayed silent. They had all stayed silent. And now, someone was making them pay. The final twist, Noah decided to publish the entire story. His article exposed everything. Victor Hale was a murderer. Lena's body was found buried under his lake house. Evelyn Crow was innocent. She had been executed for a crime she didn't commit. The article went viral. Blackridge was in shock. The case was reopened. Questions were raised about the prison and the justice system. But that same night, Noah received an unmarked package at his apartment. Inside was a single cassette tape. Written on it were 3 words, "Play me alone." With trembling hands, Noah pressed play. At first, there was only static. Then came Evelyn's voice, calm and clear. "Noah, if you're listening to this, the truth is finally out." Noah breathed a sigh of relief, but the tape wasn't finished. A few seconds later, a second voice joined. Soft, broken, and ice-cold. It was not Evelyn. It was Lena. Now, it's the rest of their turn. Noah lunged to stop the tape. Suddenly, every light in his apartment went out. In the pitch-black darkness, he heard it. The faint sound of singing. The same final song. When he looked at the black TV screen in front of him, he saw his own terrified reflection. And standing right behind him were 2 women, one in a white dress, one with wet, dripping hair. Both were smiling,